It's the tenacity behind this brand. The all grit, no quit.
Our consumer is engaged right off the bat, where we know that we're introducing a new idea of snacking on roasted chickpeas, roasted lentils.
This business literally reinvents itself. I can't think of anything more Saskatchewan.
Three Farmers Foods really has built ourselves to be Canada's leading brand and manufacturer of whole roasted bean and pulse-based snacks. You know, and being in Saskatchewan, the breadbasket of these ingredients. And so now we offer a wide range of snack foods, peas, green peas, fava beans, lentils, in really awesome flavors, conventional flavors like sweet chili, cheddar, dill pickle, salt and vinegar.
Yeah, Three Farmers literally started as Three Farmers based in southeast Saskatchewan. So our dad is one of the farmers, and then it's two neighboring farmers, so Dan Vandenherk and Ron MD and Colin Rosengren. And the whole idea behind Three Farmers was really about adding value to the crops that we grow here in Saskatchewan and moving ourselves up the value chain and taking it to consumers in a more transparent and direct way. This is, I don't think, a new concept. I mean, you talk to any Saskatchewan farmer and what will they tell you? They'll tell you that they'd love to see the crops that they grow on a retailer's shelf, and they'd like to put it there, and they'd like to manufacture and take it right to the end consumer. But in reality, very few of us do that in Saskatchewan. Very few farmers take that leap. And I think what we've learned, for good reason, it's a really tough business model, and it's a completely different mentality and skill set in terms of getting product to shelf. It's a pretty complex marketplace.
The product that launched the Three Farmers brand was actually a unique oil seed called camelina oil, which here in Canada had no market. It was completely unknown. And I think, you know, Natasha started early on looking at where is this opportunity for camelina oil, because it grows really well here in our climate, and our farmers had discovered it at a seminar saying it's drought resistant, cold tolerant, and it had all of these amazing nutritional properties to it, omega-3, vitamin E, and so just really nutrient dense. Natasha was at a trade show in Germany, in Europe, and discovered that this is a culinary oil. It has a high smoke point, it's used for cooking, it's nutrient dense. And that's when she came to me, because I'm a Red Seal chef by trade, and introduced this to me, and I did a lot of testing with the smoke point and playing with the oil, and was like, this is actually an everyday consumption awesome product. And that's what kind of spun us into food early on. But then to expand the brand outside of that oil, that's where we started looking at chickpeas, peas, lentils. Like, these are other nutrient dense crops that we grow here in Saskatchewan, and it doesn't seem to be part of our everyday lives and our everyday diet. Why not? And that's where we reached into snacking and started, I guess, our toe into manufacturing. Roasted chickpea snacks are extremely common in other parts of the world as a primary snack. Why not where we grow? Why not the breadbasket that grows these? It's really interesting to really think about the time and the effort it takes for this one bag of Three Farmers snacks and to get to shelf and when you picked it up. So, you know, chickpeas, for instance, have like a 90-day growing season. So the farmer has to seed it. It takes 90 days to grow it. Then it has to be harvested. Then it has to go to our facility partners where it has to be destoned. And for our grade, for food grade, it has to be destoned and sized twice. And then it needs to be packaged up and tested at the lab. And then once we receive it, then we need to process it into our snack. So we do our whole recipe that creates a dry roasted snack, and then we formulate a seasoning that gets put on that snack, and then we have to put it into the bag. And then once it's in the bag, then it has to go to a warehouse partner, who then goes out to a distributor partner, who then goes out to sometimes another distributor partner warehouse, and then gets onto the store shelf, right? And then the store stocker has to put it on the shelf. And then it has to get into the customer. So there's so many different steps when you just look at this one bag that you think as a food, you just go to the grocery store and put it in your basket and go home. The amount of people that have touched that product to make it what it is very complex. Started in my kitchen, roasting on a baking sheet, coming up with a recipe, and then working with the food center on how we get these more scale a little bit, this air pop texture.
It's actually very difficult to roast chickpeas, because you need to take a dried down pulse. It comes off the field dried down. You need to fully saturate it, fully hydrate it once again, and then you need to quickly wick that moisture away to create air pockets within the product so that it's crunchy, like airy crunchy, not hard crunchy, right? Like kernel crunchy. But we started on a 2-step roasting process, like a couple of secondhand ovens and like literally trays and pans and very low output, but we needed to test the concept. And then as we started to grow and secure more listings, that's when we needed to invest in our own proprietary roasting process. And so we spoke with a few manufacturers down in the US. Essentially, Alicia and my dad flew down there and designed this oven line with them to do this process. And of course, they didn't have prototype ovens just sitting there to do what we needed to do. So we had to sort of test the best we could and cross our fingers and hope it worked when it got to the other end. And so that was in 2018 when we designed those ovens and we brought them in.
In terms of flavors, and this has been the evolution of just innovation overall, right? Like early on it was like, well, what do we think?
Yeah.
Well, somebody's gonna buy it, it's gonna be great because I think it's great. But now we have a really refined process in for innovation, and our consumer is engaged right off the bat, right? What are they needing? What do they like? What do they want? So even with our products and flavors, we have taken that approach where we know that we're introducing a new habit, a new idea of snacking on roasted chickpeas, roasted lentils, roasted fava beans. So what we do is take awesome salty snack flavors that they know, like sweet chili, like dill pickle, like barbecue, and put a very familiar snack flavor on it. We make sure that flavor nails that flavor. And then all they're doing is just introducing a more nutritious bean underneath it.
I mean, nutrition's always been really important to me. I'm very careful and picky about the products I put in my mouth and what I feed my family. So that's always been really important. But as we've gotten further along in this journey, I think for me, it's just this ultimate challenge of like continual improvement. Because this business literally reinvents itself every day. Every day you're dealing with a new challenge or you're at a new level and you need to rethink some of the strategy or rethink, how you're financing or rethink how you're operating. And so that constant change, I think, is what drives me. It really pushes you as a human. And I think it's pretty cool too that now we have this full team behind us along for the journey and watching them grow and change because they're doing really hard things. That's super rewarding.
And that proud moment of when someone tries the product and they're just like, this is amazing. This has fulfilled a need for me. This has made it easy for me to make healthier choices because it tastes fantastic too. I guess it would be the same as like in the industry as a chef when you put a new recipe out there or a plate out there and that customer is like, I've never had anything like this before.
Well, our tagline is literally all grit, no quit. And I can't think of anything more Saskatchewan than that tagline. Like that's when we're with our team, like that is Saskatchewan, right? Like you just dig down and you dig in and you get it done. And so I think it's the tenacity behind this brand that's so Saskatchewan to me.
Started in smaller independent grocers and we still work with them today. So you could find us anywhere from Sask Made Marketplace and Dad's Organic Market, all the way up to Loblaws, Walmart superstores, and sometimes, occasionally, Costco. And then definitely online, Amazon, and we have our own D2C site as well. Basically, if you can't find us, or you go somewhere and we're not there, you need to tell us.
Yes, yeah. Or tell the store owner.
We'll get in there. Just tell the store owner and they can get us.
Yeah, yeah. We're not too hard to find. Yeah.
If you have program ideas you'd like to see on maxTV Local, let us know at SaskTel.com/local.